Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships, brought to you by none other than Aleco and SPD, and we are live in Sun City, South Africa. This afternoon we have got the 63 kilo sub-junior women and the 83 kilo sub-junior men. It's going to be a fantastic afternoon. I am Gary Williams and I am joined by none other than the silent Slovenian. Raza is in the box with us this afternoon as well.
Hello, Gary. It's an exciting afternoon. We have the 63s and the 83 sub-juniors, as you said, and especially in the 63s, there is quite a fight cooking up. Just from the openers, we have Ayana White, Arden Hyatt, and Giada Spadaro all projected within 2.5 kilos of each other. That being, Ayana White tends to take slightly larger jumps during her attempts, so if she's consistently successful, she can pull slightly ahead. But of course, this is powerlifting, and it's unpredictable, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, everything always looks good on paper until you step out on that platform on the world stage and everything changes. So we'll just see where the chips fall. We'll get the ball rolling with Karaman Naka from South Africa with 85 kilos. So 11 people in this flight, so it's going to move fairly fast. Yeah, 11, 12, it's not a bad size flight. You've got just enough rest to really, recuperate between lifts. And it's, not too small where you're rushing a lot. And looks pretty good to get the ball rolling. And that'll be a big, big sigh of relief for her there as well. First squat is always the toughest, and especially when you're the first person out as well. Tifuanashi Uchenna from Zimbabwe, looking at 87.5. No, definitely looks deep enough from this angle. Might want to really focus on pushing those knees out on the next lift a little bit. Lose a lot of power when your knees drop in. Nanami Murakami from Japan now, 95 kilos. Is 17 years of age. The coach from Japan there has been busy this week. And of course, we'll be back in Japan next year, I think.
For the Equipped World Championships.
And of course, this year, the Equipped World Championships in Istanbul. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic competition.
There's a comfortable looking opener. 3 white lights.
And that's what you want your opener to be, particularly in Classic. I mean, in equipped lifting, getting that opening lift the right weight is a tough one. I mean, it's not just a case of saying, open light, make it easy, get your first one on the board. But in Classic, that's the key, is to, you need an opening lift that you can do any day of the week. Mia Breitenbach from South Africa now, 100 kilos.
Bit of a wobble there getting down in the hole. Still 3 white lights.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest of lifts, but she gets the job done, and the nerves are settled a bit now.
The first squat is always the most nerve-wracking lift. But once you're on the board, you relax just a little bit, not too much.
Irene Navas Garcia, 102.5. I think that's the first time I've ever seen anyone squat in a pair of Jordans. But if it works for you, you stick with it.
And it's 3 white lights. Good lift.
And as a coach, I have always said we find what works best for the athlete, and that includes which footwear works best for you as well.
Followed by India Fripp.
Abigail Davey, Great Britain, 107.5.
Bar is loaded for Davey.
Well within her squat PB of 117.5. This should be a well-judged opening lift for her.
It's not the fastest moving opener. It's 3 white lights. I think it's consistent speed, well controlled.
Yeah, and it never looked in doubt. I mean, everyone squats a little bit differently. You know, this might be just her particular technique. She gets down to the bottom well, holds her position. India Fripp from Canada now, 122.5. Three whites, gets that one on the board as well.
Next out is Sabatina Contagiani from Greece at 127.5 kilograms on the bar. She'll be followed by Great Britain and USA.
Stamatina Contagiani now from Greece, 127.5, and we just saw earlier today an athlete from Greece take the bench world record. And looks like a good squat, 3 whites.
Very narrow stance, but very good depth considering that.
Yeah, I've seen a few athletes over the years with a even narrower stance than that as well. You know, we talk about that, and we always talk about, you know, find the right biomechanics that work for your athlete. And in this case, this is what works for her. Whether she adjusts that as she gets older, as she moves through the different age groups and the weights go up, we'll have to wait and see. Ayana White, Great Britain, 155, one of the favourites for today.
And we have 3 squats remaining in this session, and they all belong to the top 3 nominated. They have quite a margin between them and the rest of the pack, so it's going to be a 3-person fight from the looks of it.
Off to a good start.
3 white lights, it is a good lift. Next out will be
3 white lights, good lift, and she tends to take jumps on the bigger side, usually a 10 to a second squat.
Yeah, so we'll see how she moves today. Arden Hyatt from the US now 157.5.
Personal best of 163.5, so quite close to that. Surely looking to beat that score today.
Another narrow stance there. 3 whites.
Looking strong, dipping just low enough to reach the required depth for white lights.
Kilograms on the bar for our last opening squat. The bar is loaded.
Spadaro now from Italy, 157.5.
She's last to open. She'll be jumping in 2nd place if she's successful with this.
Just a bit heavier on body weight than Hyatt. Made short work of that one.
3 white lights with the good
Everyone
lift.
is
All
on the
your
board
63s
with a
that
good
are
lift.
on the board with their first
That's what we'd like
spot.
to see as we
We'll
come
be
into
moving
round two.
on to the second round of squats now, starting with
Kalamin
Caroline
from
Snyder
South
from
Africa will bring us
Zambia.
into round two with 92.5
92.5
kilos.
What I'm interested in here is the jumps the top three are gonna take.
Bars
Manka
loaded.
has put in a 12.5, pretty huge jump for these body weights. It's a 7.5 for Hyatt and Spadaro. We're gonna wait and see.
And 7.5 for Spadaro as well. Yeah, and 12.5 kilo jump. You know, that's above 10% body weight. And 2 to 1 good lift.
Next out will be
Red light for
Kalamin.
depth from the left side referee.
2.5.
Yeah, the jury will review that one.
Bars loaded.
Yeah, from that angle, things look okay. But we'll let the jury decide that if they've got better angles and more time to discuss. Of course, three-man juries, so it has to be unanimous. Tafawanashi, Zimbabwe, 92.5.
Oh, this one's a bit of a struggle, but gets well through the sticking point. I don't think she let the bar
3 to
dip,
1, a
and
good
it's a
lift.
2 to 1.
Yeah, 2 to 1. She gets a depth call from the side referee as well.
105 kilograms on the bar.
Probably
What
won't
happened there? Spain.
be able to get the replay. We've got some little probably monitors there. Oh, yeah, she's borderline on that one,
Bars loaded.
but the other side we can't see. Nanami Murakami from Japan now 105. It's in deep, but just didn't really get the speed out of the bottom there.
No lift. She can come back and get that on
Do you think that was just loss of tension, or maybe went a bit too low?
No, I think she just got a bit loose at the bottom. I think I might have missed time, caught her off guard a little bit. You can see she just didn't really get the power out of the bottom. No speed. Knees dropped in right away, so you've lost power and tension there straight away.
I also shifted a bit onto the heels.
Rode them back from South Africa now, 107.5.
Aggressive approach to the bar.
No, and as soon as those knees drop in, you lose a lot of power. And we get a depth call from the front referee, the chief referee there.
She has her toes pointing very outward and a decently wide stance. And those are exactly the type of squats that usually lead to you getting a red from the center, because it's sort of very hard to see depth.
Yeah, and I think that's okay though. Avis Garcia, 110 kilos on the bar.
So our pacing around the warm-up room a couple hours before the competition looked very much ready to get onto the platform.
Yeah, I think she is bringing quite a lot of energy and passion and aggression to the platform here. But it's something she has to be careful to manage throughout this competition. You bring that to the platform too early, it's draining your energy dramatically. So you can't do that on every lift. She's just going to have to pace herself a little bit.
Strong looking second attempt. I don't think I take another 7.5 here, but maybe a 5
Yeah,
would
maybe
be
a 5 is probably
reasonable.
enough. Abigail Davey now from Great Britain, 112.5.
Bars loaded.
that looked better than her opener, really. It was smooth
Three-way
all the
lights
way
on the red
through.
today. Her next out will be India Fripp
Never
from
looked in
Canada
doubt.
with 130 kilos on the bar. She'll be followed by Greece and then the USA.
She holds that position well. I would like to see her lift the chest a little bit more. She lifts her head up at the end, which is really nice. It pushes the upper torso
Bars
up.
loaded.
India Fripp from Canada, 130.
Three-way lights and a good lift.
Three white lights. That's it on the
Next out will
board.
be Conversiani from
Just a really
Greece with
solid looking second
165
attempt.
kilograms. She'll be followed by Hyatt,
Not
followed by
much to add there
110.
in terms of comments. Definitely something to add in terms of weight.
You can always add more
Bars
weight.
loaded.
Katagiani from Greece now, 135. Quick and clean all the way.
Just about as efficient as her
Next out
first
will be
attempt.
Arden Hyatt from the USA, 165
Three whites.
kilograms on the bar.
Arden Hyatt now,
Bars
165. So 165 for Arden Hyatt.
Still looking strong, but yeah, I was
Number one,
not sure about
unfortunately,
depth
no
here.
lift behind
There's
the
a red
blue.
and a
lights, and
blue.
blue lights inside
Got a
the
blue one
ring.
as well.
Next out will be
That would be
Giannis
lockout, I
Spadaro,
imagine.
165
Didn't see any
kilograms
downward movement of the
on
bar.
Yeah, I think at the start the knees were slightly unlocked.
Bars loaded.
There's going to be a no lift, and it can be very costly.
It could make the difference. So Spadaro now 165. Needs to make sure she gets hers on. This could prove an opportunity to make up some ground here. Well, it wasn't an easy one. She's got the three white lights.
Next out will be
I wouldn't be going much more than 2.5, 5 kilos for the next lift.
165 kilograms.
It really depends here if they're banking on Hyatt making the repeat of 165. Just go for the 2.5.
Bars loaded.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'd be playing the safe card anyway, and building that total. I mean, I would take the lower risk, higher probability to add that extra 2.5 kilos to my total. If I take the risk to go for the 5 and I don't get it, then I'm not adding anything. So Ayana now from Great Britain with 167.5.
A massive jump of 12.5. Still a couple kilos off her personal best of 171.
And looks okay, three white lights.
Good second attempt.
So she gets that one on the board.
Moving on to the start of the round.
An interesting, Spadaro has gone for the 5 kilos. She's going to go for 170 on a third.
South Africa, then Japan.
Well, hopefully it proves to be fruitful. And she's certainly well within her capabilities.
And she tends to go for the 5 kilo jumps to a third rather than the smaller 2.5, but of course this is the World Championships and tactics can change or adapt a little bit.
Muchena from Zimbabwe, 97.5. And it looked in doubt right from the start, really. But a big effort. So Kahneman now from South Africa, 100 kilos.
Bar is loaded.
A 5 kilo jump here was, I think, just a bit too much considering that second attempt.
Yeah, you've got to look at the long game as well. I mean, it's all great saying, you know, I'm going to add 5 kilos. Yeah, I mean, I might not get it, but if I get it, that adds 5 kilos. You've still got bench to go. You've still got deadlift to go. And the amount of energy output required for a lift that you might not get is enormous. And it's more of an output than the lift that you do get.
It's an absolute grinder.
But she gets it there. 7.5 kilos onto a 92.5. Absolutely outstanding.
Well worth the effort, I'd say.
Murakami now from Japan with 105. Missed this on her second lift. Just got down the bottom and just couldn't seem to get the timing together.
Bar is loaded.
Yeah, we saw her knees drop in. We saw the tension leave a little bit. So she just needs to keep her chest up, knees out, and hold that tension all the way through. Well, that was better. Did she get deep enough? She did. 3 white lights. What a comeback.
That is a great recovery. It's really hard to get your confidence back up once you miss
It
a
really
weight.
is, especially especially at this young age when you don't have 20 competitions under your belt as experience. Garcia now 115.
Managed aggression will be the word of the day, phrase of the day.
And you really do need to manage it throughout the day. I mean, it's all well and good coming out fired up for every lift, but you are not going to be able to carry that through 9 lifts. And that's just not going to happen, I'm afraid.
Unfortunately, no lift.
Hips shot up a bit.
Yeah, got a little bit out of sorts there.
Also with 115 kilos on bar 2, followed by Davey, then Fritz.
And he's just caving completely in.
Yeah, losing tension and power there. Rathan back from South Africa now with 115. That is a very, very vocal coach. 3 white lights. It certainly, look, I think it worked. It definitely helped.
It was a face of suffering on the way up, but after she made it, definitely worth the work. And she went for the 7.5, which you said would be too much.
It's a big jump.
We love to be wrong in a positive way.
I have no shame in being wrong on any of my calls here at all. Abigail Davey, 117.5.
Another lovely controlled attempt.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much difference in any of her squats. If you see the replay here, it looks pretty much the same as the other one. Holds in position. As she gets close to the top, she lifts her head but lifts the torso. Exactly the same every time. India Fripp, Canada, 137 and a half. Speed into the hole, gets a nice little bounce. Three whites, there it is.
Next up, we have
And did well to
142 from
keep
Greece,
with the
weight
bar
42.5
to
kilograms.
gain
Two
as
paces
much
left
as
on the
possible
bench
from the
to
bounce,
make
the stretch reflex.
one lifter left to make attempt changes.
Stamatina from Greece now, 142 and a
Bar is
half.
loaded to Condoleezza.
And she stands it up. Good
Next
lift.
up, weight
It was
201
scrappy,
from
but
Turkey,
there's no points for
Rahman
style in
Ali,
powerlifting.
weight
That's right, you don't get any extra
165
lights.
kilograms.
Doesn't matter what it looks like as long as you get the job done.
She really shifted to the right side.
Yeah, it really started to twist on her a little bit there.
Bar is loaded, no
Aiden Hyatt
resistance.
now, US, 165. Missed this on her second. Needs to get it on here, otherwise she starts losing touch a little bit and she's going to have a lot of work to do on the bench and the deadlift.
And she got the red, white, and blue lights, but despite being American, I don't think she wants to repeat that.
Yeah, I think she got a bit of a bag of Skittles there. All the colours of the rainbow. Well, weight was no problem. Was it deep enough? It was. 2-1. It's a good lift.
That's Team USA. Next
Let's
up,
see
we
what the
have
jury
Bar,
says when they have a look, but I think she might be okay.
to
I
be
think it was better
followed
this
by
time.
Great Britain. Bar is loaded.
I think the jury's okay with that. So Spadaro now from Italy, 170.
It's going to be a 5 kilo personal best. And
Yeah, took the 5 kilo jump. Going to take the a little bit of a higher risk lift, but much bigger reward. Let's see if it pays off for them.
it's provisional squad gold.
Well, she's made it work. Referees say it's a good lift.
With a
What an
significant
effort.
lift, putting her temporarily into
She's
squat
into
gold.
provisional squad
Up
gold.
will be white marker from
With
Great
one lift to
Britain,
follow for Ayana.
162.5 kilograms, looking to take back the gold medal. The bar is loaded.
So 172 and a half. This will put her into gold medal for squat. It's Padaro in silver and Hyatt in bronze.
It's squats and deadlifts where she needs to make it count, get that advantage. Oh, it's a
Just
fight.
a bit too much there.
Unfortunately, not today.
And that's interesting because that changes the dynamic just a little bit going into bench press.
It's going to be closer than she hoped it would be.
So that moves us to the end of the squats for the 63 kilo sub-junior women. Of course, we'll roll straight into the men's 83s now. There are our squat orders on the screen there. Spadaro with 170. And Ayana there with 167 and a half, and Hyatt with 165. There are our nominations for the 83 sub-junior men. The highest nominated squats there as 250 from Campos and Namur. And Bill will get the ball rolling with 177.5.
3 white lights, it is a good
3
lift.
white lights, a good lift, and just looking at the projected totals, we have a pretty clear division leader in the form of Namawi of Algeria, pretty clear division second in the form of Campi of Canada. Then from third down to fifth, it's very close. So the fight for the bottom step of the podium should be quite exciting.
Alaya Yang from New Zealand.
Super easy first attempt.
3 whites, it is a
Yeah,
good
good way to get
first
things
attempt.
started.
Next out will be in Canada with 195 kilograms on the bar. He'll be followed by Otis in Eastman, India. Bar is loaded.
Andrew New from Canada, 195. Three whites gets it on the board.
Next out will be Ortiz from Mexico, 205 kilograms on the bar. He'll be followed by Eastman Isla and McCormack.
Moroni Ortiz from Mexico, 205.
Bar is loaded.
It's fast, but
No messing around there.
he gets one red from the side we were looking at, and that was also the side that I wasn't totally convinced about that. We're going to see the replay from the other side, and of course the jury will review it. Definitely looks better from that side.
Bar is loaded.
Well, that's why we have a three-man jury as well. Stefan Eastman Indila from Romania, 210 kilos. The clock is running down. Only got 30 seconds left on the clock there. He's still doing his wraps up. Hopefully he can set up properly without getting re-racked or anything like that. Handled like a professional, no worries at all.
3 white lights.
Three whites.
It's a good lift. Next out
Solid
will be
looking
a
first
boy
attempt.
from New Zealand,
Did not rush the
210
setup, which was
kilograms
very
on the bar.
important.
He'll be followed
Yeah, it
by
would have been
Lee
easier to
Indila.
get carried away and rush the setup there. Cody McCormack, New Zealand, 215.
Bar is loaded for McCormack.
He definitely gets him deep enough. He's going to have to
3
watch
white
his
lights.
balance
A
at the
good
top there.
lift. Next out will be Lynn from
And
Great
thankfully he
Britain,
got the rack command
217.5 kilograms.
in time there, but he just gets a little bit out of shape. He gets to the top and he locks out really hard and really fast. He's just throwing his balance just a little bit.
that is a dangerous thing if you have a very aggressive lockout
Yeah, it can
portion of
really
the
throw
squat.
you can throw your balance a little bit. It can also create a downward movement of the bar. So Jeremy Lin, Great Britain, 217.5.
One of the bronze medal contenders, but he's going to be pushed for it.
Yeah, he's certainly not going to have everything his own way.
Three white lights is set. Good
Three
Three
whites.
white
lift.
lights, yep.
Next out will
Strong
be
looking
Holland from
opener.
Czechia with 220 kilos on the bar. He will be followed by Cockburn, then Hollander. Bar is loaded.
Philip Mueller, Czechia, 220 kilos.
I was talking to his coach before the comp. He's in 6th place on nominations, but they are looking up. He's made some good progress.
Referee said it's a good lift.
I looked away for it there for a second, and it was down and up very fast.
He didn't mess around with that one. So Evan Cockburn from Australia now, 235 kilos. Australia with a few juniors and sub-juniors here this year, which is great to see.
Bar is loaded. Three white lights from a good lift. Next out will be Hollander from
And there's 3
Finland,
white
followed
lights.
by
Solid first attempt.
Maui and Kempuis.
Those 240 now for Emilian Hollander.
Bar is loaded.
That looks pretty good. Three
Three
whites it is.
is a good lift. Next out will be Namaui from Algeria
Ahmed
with
Sami
250 kilograms on the bar.
Namai,
He will be followed by Kempuis at the same time.
250 kilos from Algeria.
Bar is loaded.
Two times African sub-junior champion, 24 and 25. This year he's going for the world title.
Well, he's not going to have it all his own way. He is going to have to work for it.
It is a
2-1, good
The
lift.
next
He's
out
got
will
a
be
red light
Kempuis
from
at
the
same weight
side
class,
referee on
250
depth.
kilograms. It will be back to the start of the round for second attempt. Bar is loaded.
And I think the jury are okay with it. Jaden Compass from Canada, 250.
Very strong looking opener.
Three whites.
And once again, we're talking about managed aggression.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really important thing, and it'll be interesting to watch these guys. We've got two lifters in today's lifting that are, really fired up from the first lift. And don't get me wrong, it's entirely possible that they may well be capable of maintaining and carrying that all the way through the competition. But it is really important as a coach, you help your athletes, particularly sub-juniors and juniors, learn how to manage that hype and manage that aggression throughout a competition. When you get to the deadlifts and you've been so zoned and hyped and aggressive on every single lift so far, you've drained everything from the tank. And suddenly you get to the deadlifts and you just feel flat. But we're into round two now, 187.5 for Beal.
Second attempt, still looking good. Just waiting for the referee lights.
It's a good lift. We've gone back to the cards again. A couple of little technical issues throughout today's session with the lights. Happens in every sport, like we say. Technology is great until it doesn't work.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi, I think, is being a bit uncooperative.
Uncooperative, that's a nice way of looking at it. Yang from New Zealand, 190. I work in IT these days, so I can be very convincing when Wi-Fi is not cooperating. I just call IT support.
See, I don't even bother. I just quit and go manual.
190 kilos on the bar for Yang. Well, from where I'm sitting, it looks okay, but then again, I'm sitting on a different angle. We get 2-1 good lift.
Interesting here is the lift sort of looked more suffering on the way down than on the way up. Usually what you see in equipped lifting, but
yeah, there's definitely some suffering on the way down in equipped lifting. 200 kilos on the bar for Andrew New from Canada.
good looking second. I know you're a fan of pushing the chest up and the head up and back on the ascent.
Yeah, very much. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I am not going to say that anyone that's doing it differently is doing it wrong. That's just the way I coach, and I certainly do different things depending on the athletes I work with. But getting that chest up and that head up lifts the torso up, and it prevents the bar at the bottom, where it helps prevent the bar at the bottom from pushing you forward and pulling you around a bit. It's a bit harder to do with a low bar position, but the aim is to sort of keep that torso up. I also like to rotate the elbows forward and under as they come up as well. That helps again to lift the torso up and lift the chest up high. All right, now Ortiz from Mexico, 217.5. I looked at the board to make sure I got his name right. I looked back and he's finished his squat already.
He's definitely a
he
fast squatter.
And he just casually walks off. Like, here, hold my beer, coach. I've got this.
See, he keeps his head relatively...
We'll have a look at your squat later in the week. We can see if we add some kilos to it.
Well, plenty of kilos to be added, because I'm recovering from an injury.
Just rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine. 217.5 kilos for Gandila from Romania. And not today. Let's have a look at the replay and just see where... Was it just too heavy, or did things go wrong? Let's have a look.
It sort of looked like he slowed down towards the upper portion of the lift and maybe shifted slightly onto his left leg.
I think he just ran out of speed and seam there. Just needs to time it a little bit better and he'll be fine. 225 for Cody McCormick. Obviously giving a bit of a signal to some of his supporters in the crowd there.
As the mana wave.
I think he was looking to hit a home run. 225. There's nothing prettier than 4 plates on the bar, is there?
Three white lights, and that's a pretty looking squat for pretty 4 plates.
Yeah, I remember that being one of my goals once, was to do 225 just because, and the only reason was that it was 4 red plates on each end.
Ah, exactly.
That was my only reason for it. 232.5 for Mueller from Czechia.
See, I was trying for a long time to hit 220, and then I missed every time for 3 comps in a row, and then I changed the goalpost to 225, exactly. Made it.
Exactly. Sometimes it's just a number, mate. It's got to look pretty. Gets in nice and deep there for 3 white lights, and that's what you like to see. Sinks this one in really nicely. Of course, Czechia with a big history of powerlifting, particularly in equipped as well. 232.5 on the bar for Jeremy Lin from Great Britain. Two to one, good lift.
Next out will be Coburn from Australia.
And side referee just saying it's not quite deep enough.
Bit of a weird walk off the platform. I don't know if he was just playing around or if he had a bit of a cramp there.
The bar is loaded for Coburn.
Evan Cockburn now from Australia, 247.5.
He hits the hole rather hard, but does well to still get something from that bounce and
you'll see on the replay here.
The bar is loaded.
It's an interesting technique. 252.5 for Hollander from Finland. Great position there, and I think what was great about that lift was that he did not change his technique no matter how hard it got through the middle there. You have a look, he's in the upright position, chest is up, head is up, doesn't change that at all, no matter how hard it gets, and he's able to drive through because he's keeping his technique.
Looks like almost a high bar squat, but with a low bar position.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great position to be in. You get that torso up like that, the bar's not going to bully you over and push you forward. So Campius now, Canada, 260. Ahmed now. Algeria, 265 kilos. He has a slow squat,
To
but
bronze
it's
in the
strong and it
prelims,
works.
winning that women's medal from Ireland with
Yeah, and I
195
imagine he and
kilos
his coach have
for
spent a lot
the
of time
world
finding what
title.
works for
She
him.
will be followed
He's
by
still
Yang
getting one red
Yang.
light from the side referee. Moving to the third round now for Beal, 195.
Bar is loaded for Bill. Three whites as they move
Three
into the
white lights.
IPF powerlifting mixed double between Yang
We go to
with
200 kilos for
202
Yang now.
kilograms on the bar.
He's hit a very nice
Followed by
personal
Canada
best.
and Romania. The bar is loaded.
Yang, 200 kilos. And gets it done very well. 2-1, good lift.
Is a good lift from Yang mixed double between from Canada with 207.5.
We go to 207.5
Followed by
now
Ethan
for
and
Andrew from
with
Canada.
220. Bar is loaded.
Just acknowledging the work of the spotters there. I mean, they are the guys that are keeping the athletes safe day in, day out. They don't just load plates and do lifts off, handoffs for bench press. It is these guys that are keeping athletes safe every single day. It's a tough job out there. They've got to stay focused. Three white lights.
Ethan from Romania,
Yeah, T-Right Light's a bit of a emote coming off the platform. Thing we're seeing becoming popular with the sub-juniors and juniors especially. And I'm all for it. It brings a bit of a vibe.
Gindila from Romania now, 217.5. Missed it on his second. Three whites, another good lift.
Yeah, night and day difference.
222.5
With the
kilos
second
on the
attempt,
bar.
he
He will be
kept with the
followed by
bar, and
performance in lift.
that was all he needed.
Bar is loaded.
Ortiz now from, Ortiz from Mexico, 222.5. 3 reds, not deep enough. You can't argue with the umpire, the referee, or the jury on that one. It is 3 reds, so it is undisputable. And I think that's a fair call as well. I cut that a little bit high.
He was constantly just about under the line for depth, and then if you cut
Yeah, look,
very slightly,
if you are going to be borderline, then that's what happens. If you are going to squat, you know, just on the edge and play with and dance with fire, then at some point you're going to pull up short. Cody McCormick, 232 and a half. Just a bit too much there. Look at the work from those spotters there, though. I mean, they're so on top of it, and they're so fast. It's hard to tell if they grab it early or not, but they don't. Perfect timing. Athletes never at risk, and they just easily put it back into the rack.
Absolutely, and I have to say also the athletes at these championships have been pretty great with keeping with the bar, not just dropping it on the spotters.
That's a really important thing there. We've seen it occasionally where that goes wrong and athletes sort of step out from under the bar and leave the spotters with it. So if you are new to the sport, thinking about getting involved in your squats, if you fail, stay under the bar and let the spotters do their job, and you can help them out with that. 235 on the bar for Jeremy Lin. 3 white lights. We are flying through this last round of squats. I nearly said last round of deadlifts there. These are reverse deadlifts, right?
Here, great use of the 2.5 kilo jump from Team Britain. I think that was the most he had on the day. And
yeah, I think
2.5 kilos is 2.5 kilos.
And that's it. I mean, 2.5 kilos added to your total is way better than adding nothing to your total. Mueller now 240. Yeah, I mean, you've got a choice. You can take the high risk, big reward, miss it, and add nothing to your total, or you can say, you know what, I'm just going to add 2.5 kilos. I've got an 85% chance of getting that, and that's 2.5 kilos added to my total. Depth looks good from here. Knees pop out. See the speed difference as his knees pushed out there. Phenomenal difference. So his knees start to drop in a bit. As he pushes them out, suddenly he finds the power and the speed again. Able to scoop the hips through. Hollander now 255. He's currently in the bronze medal position for squats. And actually he is safe in the bronze medal position because of body weight. So even if Coburn lifts 255, Coburn's heavier. But he doesn't get it. He stays on 252.5. So Coburn has a chance here to get on the podium in the squats if he can pull off a 255. It is a big, big call. His 247.5 looked good, but didn't look 7.5 kilos more good. If there's ever a time you're going to bring some fire to the platform, this is the moment. This is the one you want to be fired up for because it's going to get you on a podium. And this sort of lift goes a long way towards closing that gap and providing an opportunity to finish on the overall podium as well.
Absolutely. If he gets this, suddenly he's the top contender to challenge Lin for the bronze medal.
I think he's there. Let's see what the referees say. It is 2-1. It's a good lift. Evan Coburn has managed to get himself onto the podium for squats by being consistent. You look at his numbers, 235 good lift, 247.5 good lift, 255, consistency all the way through. Campus now from Canada, 267.5 to go from silver to gold in the squats. Needs to zone in now. There it is, looks good. It is, puts himself up into gold medal with one lift to come. Ahmed Sami now from Algeria. He's going to come out for 270. He wants the gold medal back. He is the #1 contender today. All the pressure is on him to get all his lifts. One major mistake and it could all be over. So squats have gone well. He needs to put this one on to take the gold though. Smooth and steady all the way through. Referees say 2-1, no lift. It is too high.
He was working so hard to keep the tension in the bottom, and I think he might have just cut.
He's been getting a red light from one side on each lift. I think just sort of caught up with him a bit there. So unfortunately he won't take the gold, but he's still #1 contender. So Campius 267.5 takes the gold. Ahmed Sami, Algeria, takes 265 and the silver. And Evan Coburn from Australia, 255 and the bronze medal for the squat. Well, don't go away. 10 minutes time. We are going to be right back here with the bench press. Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships live in Sun City, South Africa, and brought to you by none other than Aleco and SBD, the greatest strength equipment and strength apparel on the planet. And we are just about to get underway with the 63 kilo Sub Junior Women Bench Press, followed straight up by the 83 kilo Sub Junior Men's Bench Press as well. And we've seen some fantastic lifting thus far. The bench press, this can make or break you in a powerlifting competition. It's the most technical of all three lifts, simply because you've got so many things you've got to think about. Feet have to be flat on the floor, butt has to be on the bench, shoulders have to be on the bench, head has to be on the bench. You have to wait for the start command, the press command, the rack command. Elbows need to come down below the center of the shoulder joint. And of course, you've got to have your elbows to lock position to start and to finish as well. So there's a lot to think about. There's a lot for referees to watch for as well. So toughest one to ref as well. And it's the smallest muscle group as well. Kahneman from South Africa opening at 30 kilos. Gets that one on the board.
It's 3 white lights, no problems there. And looking towards the top, in the squats, Spadaro took gold, and she's also the strongest bencher of the three. So this is where she makes her kilos, and then Hyatt and White are going to be trying to chase her down in deadlifts.
What is her personal best on bench, though? That's always an interesting one, because it's all well and good starting on the biggest, but it's where you finish. Uchenna now, Zimbabwe, 30 kilos.
It's 3 white lights. Is a good
Yeah, you get 45 kilos on the board there. Sorry, 30 kilos. And Murakami now from Japan, 45. This is equal to her personal best. Not unusual at sub-juniors and juniors to be opening on or above your personal best. Make rapid gains in the sport, not just from strength, but from technique mastery as well. Nice opening lift.
That's easy enough.
Next up will be Grayson Buck from South Africa, 50 kilos on the bar. She'll be followed by Davy in Noah Safia.
Issue with these lower categories is the minimal jump is 2.5 kilos. And when you're a sub-junior, your personal best bench is in the 40s, 50s, 60s. A 2.5 kilo jump is a massive percentage increase in weight.
I mean, a 2.5, 5 kilo jump for any weight class is in bench press, when you're at the peak of your maximum lift, 2.5 kilos, 5 kilos, that's a huge jump. And I mean, we've all been in the training in the gym where we've done a fantastic lift. It feels magnificent. We've moved at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You add on 2.5 kilos and suddenly you're stapled to the bench. I mean, it's a small muscle group. And you make a good point. These lighter weight classes, 2.5 kilos is a big jump.
You can easily have a situation when you're able to do several reps on the weight you have for your second attempt, but then the 2.5 kilos is just so much of an increase in terms of percentage of weight that you just can't do a single.
Yeah, very much so. Abigail Davey now 52.5.
3 white lights, it is a good opening attempt. Next up will be Mama
That's
Garcia
3
from
white lights, a
Thailand,
good lift.
57.5 kilos on the bar. To be followed by
Garcia now for
Argentinian
57 and a half.
Powerlifting. Bar is loaded.
You can see how they're managing the hype and aggression. Very different stature as she walks out for bench press than it was for squats. Great opening lift there at 57 and a half.
Next up will be Contogiani from Greece with 65 kilos on the bar. To be followed by White Lonka and Cook. Bar is loaded.
Contogiani from Greece now for 65. Great opening lifts here so far.
3 white lights, it is a
Well
good
chosen
bench.
weights
Next
thus
up
far
will
as
be
well.
White
I mean, this is
Lonka
what you
from
want
Great
for an
Britain with
opening
80
bench.
kilos on the bar.
Needs to
followed
be
by
an
Fritz at the
easy
same height.
opening lift. You don't want to be starting too heavy and then have nowhere to go.
Bar is
Ayana
loaded.
now from Great Britain, 80 kilos.
She's opening 2.5 kilos above her personal best. As you said, it's not unheard of with the sub-juniors, but she already has quite a lot of competition experience and technique mastery.
Yeah, as I said, not unheard of in juniors and sub-juniors. For myself, as a coach, I don't recommend opening above your personal best unless I'm really convinced that it's a 100% success rate, or 98% success rate on that weight. And in this case, I think that probably is. And exactly that,
Very
it
easy.
is. It's a
3 white
great
lights, it is a
success
good
rate there.
opening attempt. Next up will be
So she's
Fritz
clearly
with
well
60 kilos
exceeded
on the
that
bar,
during
to be followed
training, and
by
that's when you
Agnes
make that
Bauer.
decision.
Bar is loaded.
A bench is the only lift, just from the looks of the openers and the squat results obviously, where there is a chance we're gonna see a different top 3 on the podium.
India Fripp now from Canada, 80 kilos. And quite a narrow style
3
grip
white lights, it is a good
on bench
opening
press,
attempt.
but
Next up will
works
be
very, very
Argentinian
well
from
for her.
USA with 85 kilos on the bar, to be followed by Ferraris as we'll be on to second attempts.
Has got some strong triceps.
Bar is
Arden
loaded.
Hyatt now from the US, 85 kilos. Probably a little slower than she would have liked for an opener. There's not a whole lot of room to move there, judging by that. I mean, that could have been first lift nerves as well, so it's not necessarily that you know, she chose a weight that was sort of up there in regards to success rate.
Now
But
we'll
we'll
see.
wait and see.
Yeah, I wouldn't take more than a two and a half here,
Bars loaded.
just to be safe and have some room left for a third attempt.
Spadaro now with 102.5.
She's got the biggest bench of the bunch, but this is already 2.5 kilos above her personal best.
So the question then remains is, even though this is the biggest bench in this group, how much further can she go from this opening lift? And we'll see after the first one how fast and easily this moves. Well, it moved pretty easily.
It's a 2-to-1 good lift. There's a red from the center referee that will be for elbow depth.
South Africa with
She
35
did
kilos
hit
on
the
the
rack
bar.
slightly on the way down, but didn't seem to phase her too much.
The jury are having a bit of a look at it. We'll wait and see if they have a response to that. I think they seem okay with it.
Bars
So we
loaded.
move into round 2 already. Aneka from South Africa, 35 kilos. Not the easiest lift, 2-to-1 good lift. Got a blue card from the side referee.
And this is what we keep talking about. Jump from 30 to 35, you're adding 1/6 of the weight more on the bar.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I mean, when we're starting at 30 kilos, adding 5 kilos is an enormous percentage.
It's effectively jumping from 300 to 350 percentages wise. So, and you don't see that very commonly.
Uchenna from Zimbabwe now, 35 kilos as well. So same thing. Let's see how she goes with this. And slowed it down in the middle. I wouldn't be looking at too much more on the third.
And the 2.5, I think, would be the reasonable choice here, definitely.
The Murakami now from Japan for 50 kilos.
Bars loaded.
She did well with that. You can see she flattened out a little bit there, but she managed it well. I see in the replay as she presses, she just flattens a little bit. But her chest stays up nicely, so that's good. 55 at the bar for Breitenbach from South Africa.
Bars loaded.
Three whites gets a good lift.
It wasn't the most controlled touch, so it took her quite a lot of energy to get started again.
Bars loaded.
Yeah, a little bit of a bobble and a bounce there. Abigail Davey, Great Britain, now 55. Oh, good second lift. Makes it look easy.
3 white lights. It is a good lift. Next out will be Mama Garcia from Spain, 62.5 kilos on the bar. To be followed by Confucianis in white Wonka.
Garcia was
Bar is loaded.
62.5.
Nice and consistent. 3 white lights. The
Yeah, 3 whites. Looks good.
left arm lagged behind just a little bit, but I
White
don't
Wonka
think
for Fripp.
to a degree that would be an issue.
I think she handled that quite well. Contagayana,
Bar is loaded.
Greece, 70 kilos. Another good lift. 3
White
whites,
lights.
making
A
it look
good lift.
easy.
Next out will be White Wonka from Great Britain, 85 kilos on the bar. She will be followed by Fripp
All these
at the
athletes
same
doing
weight.
very, very well on bench.
And now we're into the final 4 of the second round, which is really gonna show us where
Fripp
they
weighing slightly
stand,
lighter,
or
so
And it's
we'll
good to
move
mix it up a little
into
bit. Ayana
podium position.
from Great Britain, 85 kilos.
Bar is loaded.
She has
3 white
speed
lights.
coming
A
down and
good
speed
second
going up.
lift here. Next out will be Fripp at the same weight, 85 kilograms.
it's a
Bar is
little bit
loaded.
of work to get it started, but once it gets started, it's lightning fast.
India Fripp from Canada, 85.
We'll see if she can keep up the pace with White. Try and fight it up. Not as fast, but
3
still
white
looks
lights. It
very
is a good
consistent.
lift for Fripp. Next out will be Hyatt from the USA, who's 90 kilos on the
It
bar.
starts
She
to
will be
slow down a
followed
bit
by
now as you get into the
Sparrow
second
from
lifts.
Aussie
Second lift should always be a bit of extra work.
Bar is loaded.
So Arlton Hyatt now, 90 kilos. So far our top contenders have been adding 5 kilos. So no one's storming ahead yet or changing too much around the predictions, which is good. That allows my gym brain to work faster. Well, has she reached the end of her line?
Alright, that is a good
Is
base
there
lift
much
holding
left there? I
comparison
don't
position is
think there is, so that's going to be
107.5
interesting. So
kilos
Aiden
on the
Hyatt,
bar. A very
90,
comfortable lift
not
against
the
the bench
cleanest
press
lift.
bench.
Looks really tough here. So interested to see where she goes next one. Obviously, I'd say 2.5 kilos going on the next. Even that, they might be a bit too much. So Spadaro now, 107.5 for her second. If
Bar is
this is a
loaded.
good lift, and it's convincing, then she has a chance to open the gap a little bit in predicted totals.
First lift was excellent, apart from the fact that she received a red light. So all referees are going to be looking at those elbows now, among the plethora of other things they have to look at during bench.
Well, that was convincing.
2 to 1 is a good lift.
She
This
got
time
2 to
there's a
1.
this time there's a red from a side referee,
From South Africa with 37.5
but she convinced the
kilograms
center.
on the
So
bar to start our third set bench press. Second flight, 83 kilo males. You have 8 lifters to make any changes to your openers. 8 lifters to make changes.
So we move into round 3 already with 37.5 kilos in the bar for Naka. That right side just didn't want to play the game.
Unfortunately, no lift there today. Next up will be Muchina from Zimbabwe
A
with
big
40
effort
kilograms
there.
on the bar. And she will be followed by
Muchina
Murakami
now
with
from
30
Zimbabwe
plus.
for 40 kilos. Now remember, this is a 5 kilo jump, so jump 30 to 35, 35 to
Bar is
40.
loaded.
Big call in this weight class. But I'm not privy to her training. This may be how she trained, and coaches might know this is well within her grasp.
well, she manages to press it up.
Certainly does against the 3 white lights.
Third attempt. Next out will be Murakami from Japan with 52.5 kilos. She'll be followed by Rachel
Murakami
Butler,
now.
lady. Next flight, you have 6 lifters to change
52.5.
10. Bar is loaded.
Strong press. 3 white lights, gets the job done. There's another one on the board and doing a fantastic job out there.
Followed by JB, then Navarre Garcia.
You know, smart move as well, not taking too big of jumps. So Brighton back now from South Africa, 57.5. Again, just the 2.5 kilo jump. But as you said, that is a large percentage of the weight that's on the bar already. Gets the job done. It was a bit wonky on the way down. Did she cut the rack on the way down?
Yeah, I think she caught the rack with the right set of plates on the way down, but did very, very well to recover from that.
to opening heads for the next flight.
Maybe with the right side of the bar?
Bar is
Yeah,
loaded.
not really sure. It's certainly something she should address. Abigail Davey now, Great Britain, 60 kilos.
Three white lights.
Three
Good
whites.
lift. Next
Gets
up
that
is
one away
light
as well.
lovely
365
third attempt.
kilograms to be carried by Confuciani in white Wampa. Bar is loaded.
Garcia, 65 kilos. Been taking it nice and steady all the way through. 57 and a half, 62 and a half, 65. Just chipping away. Let's see if she can find a way up through the overall rankings when she gets to the deadlift. Get some extra team points. Oh, that left arm doesn't want to go, but she gets it there. What an effort. I've got to take my hat off to that. That is a fantastic effort. Just about knocks the coach over on the way out.
Yeah, even on the second attempt, her left arm was lagging behind a little bit. She just did an
He was lagging a
excellent
lot
job.
behind on that one.
Bar is loaded.
Contagiani from Greece now, 75. Just a little bit too much at the end of the day.
Unfortunately, not today. Good
5
catch.
kilo
The
jump from
woman
70 was a big ask.
will be Ayana White Wampa with 90 kilos on the bar. This is your last lifter to make changes to your
And
opening
once
heads
again,
for the
we are
next
back to the
flight.
top 4 in the bench.
Well,
And
these are all important lifts now.
this is where we see if we get a lifter outside the top 3 nominated on one of the single lift podiums.
Well, Ayana looking for 90 kilos, so this will move from 4th to 3rd in the bench press. And as much as people want to get the individual medals for each lift, this is the difference here, whether you become the world champion or you end up on the podium overall. Any one of these top 3 that misses a lift here is going to open the door. Because there is nothing between them. And there is our first missed lift there. Ayana misses the 90.
From Canada, also taking 90 kilograms. Bar is loaded.
So India Fripp now from Canada. So India
No more
moves
changes.
into the bronze medal position. This will move her into the silver medal position if she can get it. I think she's guaranteed the silver. Sorry, guaranteed the bronze. Sure, she'd love to swap that out for a silver. Oh, fantastic work. 3 white lights. Moves herself up into the silver medal position for the bench press. with 2 lifts to follow.
kilograms.
And Hyatt's third lift is all but
Bar
sure.
is
The
loaded.
second was pretty heavy,
Muscles should not strip
and even a
off the
2.5 kilo
fluid
jump, as we
needle.
keep saying, it's a big increase.
We'll see what happens.
Just explaining to the spotter how she wants the handout. Of course, when you're at your absolute max, you want everything to go perfect.
And that just doesn't go, so she'll have to
Unfortunately
settle
not
for the
to
bronze
grade,
medal,
which means that Fripp takes
with
the silver
Fripp
medal in
taking
the
the
shoulder
silver,
lift.
and of
Yana
course
Badaro,
Spadaro here
178
in the
kilos at the
gold
bottom
medal
to
position
extend
for
her bench
the
press
bench
lead.
press.
After this, we will be moving on to the
But
83
Spadaro needs to
sub-junior
put this
men.
one on the board as well, otherwise that gap just gets narrower and narrower. At the moment she's neck and neck with
Bar is loaded.
Ayana.
What we also have to take into account with Spadaro is I think that the deadlift opener might be a fake. Because her personal best is over 190. An opener of 157.5, unless she's injured slightly, does not seem realistic.
Well, we'll wait and see if that changes. And that doesn't go either.
Unfortunately not today.
She holds on to the
Spadaro, but
gold
she
medal
still
though.
takes bench press gold with her
That just
107.5.
doesn't get to add to
We
that
are
total.
moving on to the sub-junior 83 kilo men, starting with
So
Dan
we'll
from
move
New Zealand.
into the
100
83
kilos at the
kilo
bar will
men's
be
in
followed
just
by
a moment.
Thailand, then Australia.
There are our results thus far. Padaro on 277 and a
Bar
half,
is loaded.
Hyatt on 255, and White on 252 and a half. And our clear top 3 favourites there. Alea Yang now for New Zealand, looking to open at 100 kilos.
Three white lights on
It's a
the door,
solid first
opening
attempt.
attempt. Next up will be Dan
Bars
from
really have
Thailand,
got a
110
long way to
kilos
go
at the
there.
bar will be followed by Coburn, then McCormick.
BL now for 110. This will all move pretty fast.
Bar is loaded.
That's 3 white lights.
Next up will
Good
be
opener.
Coburn from Australia with 130 kilos on the bar. He will be followed by McCormick
About
from
as
the
comfortable
Netherlands
as
of
an opener
Canada.
should be.
$130 goes to the bar for Evan Coburn.
Bar is loaded. Three white lights.
Three whites, gets it on the board.
Next up will be McCormick with 132.5 kilos on the bar.
There you go to 132 and a half for
Low
Cody
and
McCormick from
low.
New Zealand.
60 white lights,
good lift.
good
Next
lift.
up will be Will from Canada with 135 kilos on the bar. He will be followed by Muller at the same weight.
135 on the bar for Andrew and you from Canada.
Bar is loaded.
Get through this first round and then we'll watch these guys try and find their way up the positions, move up the ladder, try and get some team points. See who's going to take away a medal for the bench press. Good opener, three whites.
That is a good lift. Next out will be Muller from Czechia with 135 kilos. He will be followed by Hollander, then Ortiz.
Really great to see in the women's 63 sub-juniors.
Bar is loaded.
Everyone got their opening lift on, which is great to see in the bench press. Philip Mueller for 135. Three whites.
Good lift. Next out will be Hollander, followed by Ortiz. Hollander will be lifting 140 kilograms.
Seems in extremely high spirits coming off the platform. I think that moved faster than he expected.
Yeah, there's nothing greater than when you come out to do a bench press and it moves faster than you expected. Hollander, Finland with 140 kilos. Great bar path on that one as well. You can really see it shift backwards. Gets the direction right.
150 kilos on the bar. A reminder to lifters, if you want a lifter, please talk to our head spotter and loader. He is not a mind reader. Bar is loaded.
Heading into the final 5 lifts and the podium fight for the bench press medals.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who takes the bronze medal in the bench. And it's all well and good looking at the opening bench press lifts, but it's not where you start, it's all about where you finish. And he just dive bombs that into his chest, doesn't he?
It's
Absolute
about the
speed.
same technique as his squat.
No messing around. 3 white lights. Didn't look quite so dramatic in the slow motion replay.
The bar is loaded.
Gamphius from Canada now, 152.5. He has the potential to medal here in the bench press.
Well, it takes a little bit to get going, but it's a strong finish.
Yeah, I'd like to see opening lift a little bit more casual than that, but it works for him. He gets the job done. 152.5 on the bar for Jeremy Lin from Great Britain.
good lift for
Yes, the
Romania.
white
Our
lights.
next is
Good
Gets the
lift.
job done.
for Romania, 160
What do you
kilos,
make of that opener? I
He will be followed by Memorial
looked
from
hard, but
Romania,
not
170.
challenging.
Yeah, look, sometimes people are just a bit slower on the bench press, the way they like to move it.
Bars loaded.
It depends on how they've been training as well. I mean, remember your muscle fiber types, fast twitch, slow twitch fibers. Obviously, powerlifting relies heavily on fast twitch fibers, but some people, are still developing that part of their technique as well, so the bench will look a little bit slower. 165 for Gandila from Romania.
Oh, that is lightning fast on the
Three
way
white
up,
lights.
down,
No
and on
messing
the way
around
up.
now.
Romania next up will be Memorial from Algeria with 167.5.
Not messing around at all.
Bars loaded.
167.5 for Ahmed. Makes short work of it, doesn't he?
Three white lights. So
He
good
is
lift.
just
All of our 83s are
absolutely
on board with the bench. We'll
professional
be
this
moving into
afternoon
round two
and
out
on
with
fire.
seconds. Starting with Yang from New
So we
Zealand,
move into round 2
177.5,
already.
followed
Yang
by
from New
Ian
Zealand,
Coleman.
107.5.
Bars loaded. Three white lights, a good lift.
3
Yang,
white
that was
lights
his
gets that
high
one on
lift,
the board.
115
We
kilos.
move to
He
Beal
followed Coburn
at
from
115. Go through round 2 and then we'll see these guys try and push for a position.
Bars loaded.
Podium's going to be close, particularly second and third. There might be a push for the gold as well.
Three white lights. A
3
good
whites,
second
gets
half
another one
lift.
there.
Next up will be Coburn from Australia,
Yeah,
130.
in regards to the podium, I think we have
Coleman from New Zealand with
two,
the same
maybe
weight.
3 athletes who are going
We'll be
for
departing
the
standing
bronze
by with
medal,
Beal
and 2 that are fighting it
on the
out for gold and
platform.
silver. I think there's just enough of a gap there that they will not be coming together.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to push for the silver on the bench press. Evan Coburn now for 137.5 kilos, so a 7.5 increase on his personal best. Make short work of that one. 3 white lights. He's doing a great job today. Cody McCormick from New Zealand will come out next at 137.5 as well.
Bars loaded for McCormick.
keeps nice and tight through there.
3 white lights and a good
Nice
second
light touch to his
attempt.
chest.
Send off.
Gets the job
Final
done.
ball,
142.5 goes in the
145
bag
kilos on the
on
bar, will
the
be followed by Muller
bar
at the
for
same
Andrew
weight
New
in
from
Holland.
Canada.
The bar is loaded.
Looks good. Starting to do a
3
bit of
white
work
lights
now,
and
as
a
you'd
good
expect in a
left
second.
second. Muller with 142.5.
Philip Mueller now
followed
for
by
Czechia,
Hollander at
142.5.
Yeah, you want your second to be about challenging enough to
Bar is
gauge
loaded.
where your maximum is on the day.
It should be a little bit of work. And second lift is probably something you've been very close to in the gym, but you might not have actually ever done it in training. But it should be, it should be a good 80% success rate, maybe a 75. $142.5 for Mueller.
Three white lights, a good lift.
That will be Hollander from Finland.
Hollander now from Finland, 147.5.
Followed by Ortiz from Mexico and Hemford from Canada. The bar is loaded.
Fantastic work there. Gets that one on.
Next up will be Ortiz from Mexico, 155 kilos on the bar. He'll be followed by
Ortiz
Hemford
now
second.
for Mexico, 155. We're getting up into some big numbers now.
And these are the podium contenders. It's between Ortiz, Lin, and Jaden for the bronze, and between Sami and Stefan for the gold medal.
Well, this will take Ortiz up into the bronze medal for bench momentarily, of course. I mean, the lifters to follow. And of course, we've still got a whole other round to go yet.
That is 3 white lights, a good lift for
127.5 kilos on the bar.
Ortiz.
He'll be followed by Lin.
See if he remains in third. It seems unlikely, but still looking strong.
Oh, we've got a whole round to go yet, so.
Bar is loaded.
157.5 for Compass, Canada. Two to one, it's a good lift. He gets a yellow card from the side referee. Is that the first yellow card we've seen in the 83 sub-junior men's bench press? The jury might have a talk about this one. I think they've overruled. They have. So the butt did lose contact with the bench. It could prove costly for him. Jeremy Lin now 157.5. And it might not just prove costly in the bench press, it might end up proving costly overall if this comes down to a very, very close finish.
the red light. It's a good lift for lean, and he jumps into bronze.
77.5 kilos on the bar. He'll be followed by Leroy from
I don't
Algeria to
think
close out the round.
Campius is
Finishing
going to be
third.
sweating too much. He's got quite of an advantage ahead of the pack fighting for bronze, and he's quite a way behind
Bar is
Sami
loaded.
for the gold. But obviously you want to get as much as you can on the day still.
Gendilla now, 172.5. He just does not mess around, does he?
2 to 1.
Oh, he's got two red lights from side referees.
Side
We'll
referee.
have a look at the
That will be
side
Leroy
replay
from Algeria,
and see what we can see. The jury are going to have a good look at it.
And he's got a very aggressive start to the press, and
After this, we will be
yeah,
moving
Yeah, I
here
think
on
he's
to
going to
the third
find
round.
some trouble with the jury on that one.
very clearly
Bar is loaded for Algeria.
the glutes leave the bench, unfortunately.
Ahmed now 175.
3 white lights.
Three white
So
lights
the
on the
next
board.
start will be
And
Yang
he's
He
on
is
an absolute
really
roll.
setting the standard
12.5
today,
kilograms to start our third round of
right at
this
the top,
round.
keeping up there for everything. We move
Followed by
into the
Thailand,
third round
Yang.
already. 112.5 on the bar for Yang.
The bar is loaded for Yang.
Just runs out of gas there.
Yeah, just not
Unfortunately,
quite
not
there.
so clear today. Next out will be Bill from Thailand, 110 kilos on the bar, followed by Coburn, then McCormick. The bar is loaded.
The bill now for 120.
Three white lights, a good third attempt.
Three
That's the red
whites, nice
lights.
way to finish.
Coburn from Australia, 142.5 kilos on the bar. He'll be followed by McCormick at the same weight.
Evan Coburn from Australia, 142.5.
The bar is loaded for Coburn.
He's very much in play for the bronze medal, so every kilo here is gonna count. It's quite a fight. Knocks
What
it
a
out.
grind. That is one of the toughest things to do in
Well
all the
done,
lifts is to
Australia.
grind a
Well done,
bench. It's the
Australia. Well
smallest
played,
muscle
mate.
group
And
set
we'll continue
in
our
all three
meeting,
lifts.
followed by
To
Melbourne,
grind a
Australia,
bench
then
is a
Gold.
really, really tough thing to do. And he has just done it brilliantly.
Final
Look at
word
that.
from McCormick.
142 and a half on the bar for Cody McCormick. Well, his elbows flared early on that one,
Alright guys, a good
but he
round
gets
of
it done. Let's
applause
take a look at the
for
replay and
Melbourne
see if we can
Canada with
see
147.5
his elbows
followed by
flare out
Holland,
very early.
then Hollander.
Might not see it too well from this angle. He still does the job.
I think he's just got a shoulder construction that allows for a strong position with elbows that flared.
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone's a little bit different, and everyone, everyone's biomechanically different. Everyone coaches different. Everyone's got the things that work the best and what works for them, and you've got to find what works for the athlete as well. And that seems to work for him really, really well. That's okay. I tend myself not to flare a whole lot, but then I spend a lot of time in a bench shirt as well, which is a little bit different again.
And this one, unfortunately, not there.
Today, Melbourne. Next out will be Muller at the same weight, 147.5.
So Mueller now 147 and a half.
Bars loaded.
Grinding, but it's
massive fight.
how he got that moving again. It was almost coming to a complete stop. And somehow he kept it moving to get the three white lights, and he walks off ever so casual, like nothing even happened.
Solid 3 to 5 business days of a grind.
We'll get back to you on Monday. And he gets the three white lights. Hollander now 152 and a half. It wasn't that long ago that 152 and a half would have got you a gold medal in the sub-junior 83s. Now it's ranking him as 5th. Yeah, well chosen weight there, and I think 155 might have been just enough to push him over the edge. He might have got it, but I think 152 and a half is a really good choice to take, given how close that top group is. So Jaden Comfort now has missed 157 and a half, retaking it on his second, and that was for butt lift, I believe. Nice lift there as well. Three white lights. Does the job really well. Ortiz now from Mexico, 162 and a half. So this will rocket Ortiz from 5th into bronze medal position with 3 lifts to follow. So could find himself on the podium for the bench press. Another good little bit of a grind there.
It's 3 white lights, and he's just secured himself a bronze medal.
It is a great skill to have, to be able to grind out a bench press. It's not something everyone can do, and it's something you have to really practice at and work at. I mean, some people just do it naturally, but it is a great skill to be able to grind through a bench. The key to it is to know when to use it and when not to use it, because it drains a lot of energy grinding out a lift like that. So you don't want to be doing that all the time. You need to know when it's good to use it. 162.5 for Jeremy Lin.
Has 3 white lights. He stays in 4th in bench, but that is 5 very crucial kilos in the fight for
I
the
think that was
bronze
a
medal.
really smart
Although
move. I mean, he could have added more weight there and quite possibly gotten it, but he has decided, I'm not going to go after a podium finish on the bench because these are kilos I need. Gandila now from Romania, 175, having missed this on his second due to butt lift.
Agent 2.5 just to try and get ahead of Sami.
Yeah, this will push him up into the gold medal position.
In the 172.5, strength was not the limiting factor. He just needs to keep the glutes on the bench.
He just needs to keep his glutes down. Just couldn't get it moving. You could see the focus was so much on keeping his glutes down, but he just didn't get the leg drive that he needed to get that moving, which is a real shame. And then we finish the bench press with Ahmed with 180 kilos. He has the gold medal in the bench. Gandila with the silver and Ortiz with the bronze. Some very, very well chosen lifts throughout this session. Gold medal for the bench press, but on 180 kilos, 3 from 3 across the board there. He's having an absolutely outstanding day, and there's been some fantastic lifts coming from all these lifters thus far. There are our standings after the bench press. Ahmed on 180 with the gold, Indila with 165 with the silver, and Ortiz with 162.5 with the bronze medal. Don't go too far away. We have the deadlift coming up very, very shortly, and we get to crown a new junior, a sub-junior world champion of the 63 kilo women and 83 kilo men. Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships, live from Sun City, South Africa, and brought to you by none other than Aleco and SBD, the greatest strength equipment and strength apparel on the planet. And we are just about to get underway for the deadlifts in the 63 kilo sub junior women and 83 kilo sub junior men. And you can see on the board there, you can see our projected totals there and the current totals as well. And I tell you what, it's pretty close up the top there in those top three positions. There's not a lot in it. It is anyone's game. Spadara's got a fairly good gap on projections, but she misses one lift and it opens the door. So let's see how they go. So Naker is out first for South Africa with 95 kilos. So there's an interesting stance there that she's got on her deadlift technique. A little bit wider than a normal conventional stance. Bit of a sort of strongman style.
Japan with 105 kilos follows her will be Daisy Hoshino.
Murakami from Japan, 105. Good opening lift there. Gets the three whites and on the board. Really important to get this first one on the board, lock that total away, and then you can start looking at moving up the rankings a little bit. Abigail Davey from Great Britain, 107.5. Conventional deadlift. Don't see a lot of conventional lifts anymore. Sumo has really sort of taken over a lot in regards to deadlift, so conventional not as common as it used to be.
Well, still, you try and find a technique that works for you.
Exactly.
Some people are just not built for sumo.
And that is exactly right. You find what works for you. For example, myself, sumo is god awful. You just can't pull the weights with sumo. You can see here a more of a sort of modified conventional stance. Chen up from Zimbabwe, 110, gets the three white lights.
It's not the fastest, but the beautiful thing with conventional deadlift is you can really grind.
Yeah, it is. It's usually quite fast off the floor, and then the grind is at the top. Whereas in sumo, you've got to be very patient with it. Right and back now from South Africa, 112.5. Oh, did she jump the down command? She did, and she knew it too.
And even the blue lights there for the wobble at the top, so multiple infractions there.
Just got a little bit excited. I mean, that's a really easy thing to happen, you know, and that happens even to experienced lifters. You do a great pull, you're excited, you're at the end of the competition, and you just get a little bit overzealous. And Togiani from Greece now, 115.
Lifting title number Garcia from Spain, 130 kilos on the bar. Should be followed by Crip with Mayan.
Garcia now looking at 130. Oh, and another little bobble at the top there. So that is 3 blues, unfortunately.
On her second
And you
set,
could see on her face she knew it too.
from Canada, 132.5
It's an easy fix.
kilos on the bar.
You add 5 kilos and it stops you from doing that.
Bar is loaded.
Yeah, I don't think that was a bobble. I think she sort of got overzealous and was ready to put it down and then realised there wasn't a down command yet. I'd consider, if I was in her position, I would consider just following my plan, putting on my plan next weight. Fripp now from Canada, 137.5, and we are flying through this first round. 3 white lights, that's a good lift. 175 goes on the bar for Arden Hyatt now. So we're into our top runners now.
Yeah, once again we are back to the top 3, and as I predicted, Spadaro has increased her opener up to 175, so she's going to have quite a gap, 15 kilos ahead of White.
Well
It's
spotted.
not insurmountable, but if she misses second and third, she still can be beaten.
A little bit messy in the middle, but it does the job. I think she just felt the first bit of fatigue kick in a little bit, so she's going to have to watch that on the next one. Spadaro now 175. Well spotted there. Raza with 175. She's increased her opener by 17.5 kilos.
She's going to have a bit of a gap. Total of 452.5 if she gets this.
And she makes short work of it, 3 white lights. She locks that total in at 452.5.
It almost scared me, the speed with which that flew up.
185 in the bar for Ayana, Great Britain. She locks this in, it gives her 437.5, and she can get to work and see what she can do. It was a little bit scrappy there, wasn't it? Sort of a little bit wobbly, I suppose. I haven't seen her deadlift before, so I'm going to watch the next one and see what that's like. She's a little bit of a sort of modified stance for a conventional, a little bit wider than usual.
What I'm worried about is the knees, because you can see here she locks out very aggressively and the knees pop forward just a bit.
Yeah.
She managed to keep them locked, but as the weight gets heavier, that might be the trouble point. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Definitely look more for
that's a really good point. When you lock out aggressively, it can really jump back out again. So you have to be very careful of that. So there's our current standings. Spadaro, as you predicted, well ahead on 452.5, but not safe at that either. There's still an opportunity for others. So Naken now for South Africa, 105.
That is 3 white lights, a good lift. And looking at the second attempts of the top 3, the story is gonna be Ayana White trying to close up to Spadaro, with Hyatt praying for a mistake. Praying as a predator, not as praying for the downfall of her fellow lifter. Obviously, you never wish bad upon someone.
You just keep digging your hole there, mate. You're doing fine. 110 kilos on the bar.
That is 3 white lights for Murakami.
From her opener, she'll be followed by Daisy at the same weight. Bar is loaded.
Uchenna from Zimbabwe, 115. Good squeeze to the top there and finishes it out. I will probably only be looking at 2.5 kilos more, maximum 5 more for the next lift. Abigail Davey now 115. You can see she really had to work hard to squeeze that out, but she did well.
Really quite a lot of conventional deadlifts we're seeing here.
This is the most conventional deadlifts I've seen in one session than I've seen in the entire competition so far. And it's great to see because I'm a big fan of conventional deadlifts.
Second attempt, an absolute non-issue for Davey.
Yeah, 120. They've made the right move here. 112.5. Yeah, bobbled at the top. It was sort of beating the down command. It wasn't a strength issue. I think they've done the right thing here. Stick to their plan. Go to 120 for Breitenbach. And made very sure she waved the down command that time. Yeah, and by sticking to the plan, that mislift didn't matter. It doesn't affect the outcome. I think deadlift is one area you can sort of get away with adding on extra if you've missed a first lift or missed a second lift, providing it was a technicality, not a strength thing. 122.5 on the bar for Contigiani from Greece.
Just seems too heavy. Breaks the floor, but that is about as far as the bar gets.
Let's have a look at the replay.
Only by pushing ahead and seeing what is at the top, hoping the extra weight will slow her down.
Now we'll see if maybe she can get some extra energy on her third attempt.
It seemed very far out in front of her as well. You know, I mean, look, as crazy as it sounds, sometimes with deadlift, you know, when things aren't going well, something seems a little bit too heavy, and it's out of character. But I don't usually like to change, you know, technique or styles at the last minute. But sometimes a rolling bar can really help that. You know, if it's just sort of one of those things, you need to build some momentum. A rolling bar can really help. And if you've got nothing else to try, then, you know, give it a crack. We get a good lift on there though. Fripp now with 150.
Bar is loaded.
No problems at all.
That was the highest from the USA, 182.5.
Crack into our top three now.
For the white blanc bar.
182.5 on the bar for Hyatt from the US.
Bar is loaded.
Everyone trying to climb up the highest they can, get the medals going.
Should be jumping ahead of White with this. Of course, White.
Yeah, of course, we've got more lifts and another round to come yet. That was a tough lift, but she gets it there. I don't think there's a lot of room to move now.
Yeah, I think if White gets her second deadlift in, Hyatt will have to be satisfied with bronze medal.
Spadaro now 185.
Bar is loaded.
Judging from the speed of the opener, this shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. And that certainly isn't a problem through white lights. But hold on to your socks. it is about to get even better. Just when you thought we've reached the pinnacle of lifting, 197.5 kilos, sorry, 197 kilos gets loaded to the bar for Ayana White, looking to break the world sub-junior 63 kilo deadlift record on her second lift.
197.5. The current record stands at
If she puts this on the board,
of 500 grams.
she goes to the top of the table with one round of deadlifts left. And it's a huge, huge lift. We are just shy of 200 kilos. And she's got another lift up her sleeve after this one as well.
The bar is misloaded.
We have a misload on the bar. Well picked up by the referees there.
I don't want to be lifting the wrong weight, especially when it comes to a record. And we're gonna have the build up once again. Now I think that's the correct weight on the bar.
So 197 for the world record attempt.
197 kilos for Ayana White Wampa from Great Britain, attempting a new world record sub-junior deadlift in the women's 63 kilo class.
Oh, she gets it there. Nods the head at the top, and I think there's more than 200 in that tank.
Oh yes, she played around with that world record, and she's gonna be moving it by quite a bit, I think, on the third attempt. It's all gonna depend on where Spadaro finishes and whether Team Britain thinks they have a shot at the overall gold.
Look, she's in a great position now, though. She can put in a placeholder here, make sure she's the last one to come out, and just pick her weight, whatever she wants to pick. So we move into round 3, so we can see our subtotals there. 470 for Spadara, Hyatt on 452.5, White on 452.5 as well. Neck and neck in the silver medal position. Projected total, sorry. 462, and they are neck and neck as we come into the third round. Obviously, Spadaro well out in front. So naked now with 110. What an effort. 2 to 1 is a good lift. A huge, huge effort there on a third and final lift. Murakami now from Japan, 117.5.
Bar is loaded for Murakami.
117.5, and of course the bar will be cleaned between every lift on the third round of deadlifts to ensure everyone has the equal opportunity and the same conditions. Gets it to the top. Gets the lights. Well done, 3 whites. 120 goes to the bar for Machina from Zimbabwe now. It was a tough, tough second lift for Muchena. And I'm surprised they've gone the full 5 kilos there.
The bar is loaded.
She's got nothing to lose. She's cemented in 10th place. And why not go for it? It's hard work.
Well, I got to tell you, she can grind that out. That was absolutely outstanding. That was unexpected. I mean, she ground out a second lift, she ground out a third lift. That is an enormous amount of energy.
And just from a technical perspective, she does an incredible job of not supporting the bar on her thighs. Very quickly you can get blue lights for
It's
that.
very easy for that to happen. Tagiani now from Greece, 122.5.
It's sumo this time, and it works.
White light is a good lift. Next up will be Davey.
Be nice to be able to do both
Brazilian,
sumo and
taking
conventional.
122.5 kilos. Bar is loaded.
122.5, Abigail Davey. Oh, she made that look easy for a third lift,
Three
did
white
she?
lights, a good lift for Abigail. Next up will be Breitenbach from South Africa, 192.5
Breitenbach now from South Africa,
kilograms on the
127.5.
bar. She'll be followed by Nawasa
Didn't get off to the greatest start, but stuck to her game plan. She had a little bit of a jump the down command at the start in the first lift, but then stuck to a game plan
Bar is
and
loaded.
rectified that without any problems. Bring a bit of fire to the platform on this one. I think she's done it. She has 3 white lights.
Next up will be Nawasa 245, followed by Frick, then Spadaro.
Garcia now 145, and we are getting to the business end now. We're not far away from crowning a world champion.
Bar is loaded.
Bringing the fire out now. This is the time you really want to get aggressive. Your last lift, bring in everything, leave it all on the platform. Nicely done for iron lift. Really well done.
Frick from Canada, 162.5. This is your
162.5 goes to the bar for Fripp.
to your opening intent for
Not going to
next
change
time.
her ranking in any way.
The bar is loaded.
Oh, it's a big pull,
Yeah,
but it's not there
just a bit
today.
much.
Today, but then what third deadlift after all. Next up, we have Spadaro, 192.5 kilos, and it goes for the sub-junior total world record. Current world record stands at 468.5.
So we load the bar now, 192.5.
Thank you. To 470. The bar is loaded.
That's Vidara. She gets this, she pretty much locks away the gold medal. And she does just that. Looked exactly like the last 2 lifts. Nothing changed.
Yeah, she's at 470 now, and it would take a really, really massive jump
No one
from
is
White.
taking that away.
Yeah.
Hyatt now for 195. Hyatt has dropped her
The bar is loaded.
last lift by 2.5 kilos. I see White has put hers up.
It's going to be a massive effort. Second was heavy. This is 12 and a half onto that. And if there's any time to do it, it's now.
This is for the silver medal. Not quite there. She will have to settle for bronze, I'm afraid. Not for a lack of effort.
And an attempt change coming in. What's the number that Ayana White's going to be taking to further improve the deadlift world record that she took?
Well, it's interesting. She's got a 205 in there. I thought she dropped to 200. I mean, I think 205 was in the tank as well, but I like to see her a less risk of a lift. The 200.5. It's a nice sort of number to put into the world record here. It should stand for a little while as well. So she already has the world record, 197. Now looking at 200.5.
The bar is loaded for
So she is the silver medalist overall, now looking for a world record. She's the gold medalist in the deadlift. Can she put the icing on the cake with another world record and crack that 200 mark that has never been done before in the sub-junior 63? First person to break 200. Not just a world record, but a monumental moment. Moving well, she's at the top. She's confident. 3 white lights, 200.5. She cracks the 200 mark and takes the world record and the gold medal in the deadlift. What a way to finish the women's 63 kilo sub-junior. Absolutely outstanding competition.
What a show.
See the results there for the deadlift. Ayana with 200.5 world records, Spadara at 192.5, Hyatt 182.5, and our totals there. Spadara well out in front on 470 and the world champion Ayana with 453, and just behind there is Hyatt with 437.5. What a finish. We move into the 83 kilo men's now. 212.5 for the bar for Elijah Young. Three white lights, good start. Got a bit of a limp coming off there. Might have a foot cramp by the look of it.
The bar is loaded.
Beal now, 220. Yeah, 3 white lights, that's a good lift. Philip Mueller now checking at 220 as well.
Comfortable enough
Another
opening
good opener.
lift.
We stay at 220. Gandila now from Romania. Did that dip forward at the top there?
Yeah, it's 2 blue lights, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is a no lift, unfortunately. Just a little bit of a lapse of concentration, I think. Let's see the replay here. $235 at the bar for Hollander from Finland. Three white
Next
lights.
out will be McCool
235
from
now
USA.
on the bar for Cody
Bars
McCormick.
loaded.
Great opening lift there.
Three
Three white lights.
First lift from McCormick.
Loading up to 245 for Evan Coburn.
Coburn will be followed by Ortiz Tinley. The bar is loaded.
Lovely opener.
Yeah, nice way to get it started. 245. 250 goes on the bar for Ortiz now from Mexico.
The bar is loaded.
Another country with growing powerlifting teams and training as well. They've been developing well. Fantastic open. That was fast, wasn't it?
Well, I don't think we could have expected any sort of different style. It was exactly the same as squat and bench.
Yep.
Very
Like
to
a
the
rocket.
point.
No messing around. 252 and a half, Jeremy Lin from Great Britain now. He wants to be a little bit more convincing on his lockout in his knees. I mean, I think they were locked out, but I'd just like to see them really make sure it's very clean and very clear. Three whites, another one on the board. 255 goes on the bar for Andrew now from Canada, 255. Some big numbers coming.
The bar is loaded.
But you called this earlier today that Ahmed was going to be opening above the world record. We've got a lot to look forward to in this opening round. I think that's a gutsy move myself. I mean, you're basically opening on something that no one has ever done before. But if you practice it over and over again and you know you can do it, why not? 255, three white lights.
And just out of interest, I looked it up earlier. He's also going to be opening above all of the African continental records. So
Clean sweep, eh? Campius now from Canada, 260. Well, you're only about a minute and a half away from seeing a world record attempt. He's not just opening a little bit above the world record either, is he?
no. He's taking it a long way. The tiniest of wobbles at the top does not cost him. It's three white lights, but any more of a wobble than
any
that,
more of that, he would have
very
been pinged
quickly.
on it. So we load up now to a whopping 325 kilos for Ahmed Sami from Algeria. Now bear in mind the current world record is 315.5. He's opening at 325 for the world sub-junior deadlift record. As a coach, this is something I always say, don't open on a world record. Don't open on something that no one has ever done before. But having said that, if you've been training and this is the number you've been practicing and you've done it multiple times over and over again and it is the number that you can do any day of the week, then absolutely. but you want to be damn sure.
Absolutely, and I think he is damn sure of that.
Because if you open too heavy on your deadlift and you can't get a deadlift in, there goes your world championship.
Oh, let's see it, Sami.
He did. He beat the down command there.
Yep, I think it was a little bit of a balance issue.
So he put that down before the down command, so he is going to have to retake that.
Yep, I think it was balance.
I mean, he pulled it well, he pulled it fast, but he's a little bit behind the 8 ball now. This is, and we're not just talking about physically, this is going to mess with him a little bit in the head. I mean, it's all well and good trying to convince him that, you know, it was not a big deal. It's not, you know, just got to be more patient. But this is going to play on his mind now. Have I just risked my world championship? Had I opened on 300, easy opening lift, get it on the board, lock away my world championship. We will wait and see Mania, who had a similar issue on his opener.
And this time the lift's a lot better controlled and no wobble at the top.
And he's waiting very, very patiently for the lights. This has got to be hurting. Good lift.
3 white lights, 3 white pedals.
And this is the other problem here for Ahmed as well. So 325, yeah, it was doable. He pulled it quick. He's got to do it again now. Fatigue is going to start to kick in a little bit now. This second lift at 325 is going to be a lot harder than his first lift at 325. But right now, 222.5 for Elijah Yang from New Zealand.
That is the right light. Solid looking second attempt for Yang.
235 for Wheel. Did he get that second one on the board? It's well within his reach. Just below his personal best by 5 kilos.
That is a 2-to-1 good lift.
Gets himself a bit of an awkward position there. And a good lift there from Mule up to 237.5. We load up to 250 for McCormick.
White light still moving well.
27 from Finland, 252.5, followed by Coburn, Netherlands.
We load up to 252.5 for Hollander. And he's moving very quickly through these rounds.
Bar is loaded.
Three whites, coming to the end of his fatigue zone, I think, though.
Yeah, it was not the
Just starting to
easiest.
slow down a bit, and it's amazing how fast it kicks in. When you see someone do a second lift and it looks really easy, come out to do a third lift 5 kilos more and can't get it off the floor. Fatigue just hits, you know, and you don't feel it coming. You can feel $1 million. You can feel like you can do anything, and it just absolutely knocks you down. Evan Coburn now from Australia, 265. He's had a great day, actually, been really consistent right throughout. This is going to move him up temporarily into the silver medal position. And it'll move him up temporarily into the gold medal position for deadlift. So he might just sneak himself onto a podium somewhere here. He already has a squat bronze medal. Gets a great second lift there. He's doing everything he can to work his way up, and he's just sort of flown under the radar. No one's really been watching him coming up behind there. No one's really taken, you know, just let him do his thing. And he's been consistent right across the board.
Absolutely, and now he is here. He's right in the fight for the bronze medal or possibly silver if we have a catastrophe with Sammy, which of course we hope we don't.
Jeremy Lin, Great Britain, 265.
It's a little bit of work to lock it out.
From Canada, 267.5, followed by Ortiz and Campbell.
267.5 at the bar for Andrew New from Canada now.
You are a 63 kilo female, big international team captive, ready for your prize giving, which will immediately follow the 83 kilo men. The bar is loaded.
This is underneath his personal best, so it should be within reach. Yeah, that's a good thing though. I mean, you lift for the day. Everyone thinks that powerlifting is linear and you should be lifting more at each competition, but it just doesn't work like that. You have to lift for the competition, lift for the day. Sometimes you're going to make improvements on each lift. Sometimes you'll make total improvements. Sometimes you will lift less than the competition before. It just depends. Ortiz now for 270.
The bar is loaded.
Moves it just as fast, doesn't he? He's got a red card from the side referee.
Followed by Lemoy, 325. And then we'll lead on to third attempts.
Not sure what the red card was for.
Maybe the knees, although
It does look a little soft, doesn't it?
I think they look soft, but they are not
Yeah,
soft.
I don't think they are. I think this is how they look. I mean, it definitely seems like it's locking out, but they just look a little on the soft side. So now we go to 275 for Campus. He's currently in the lead. Obviously, we've got another round to come, and Ahmed to put his lift on the board.
excellent
Great
second.
second lift. Yeah, that was really good.
Boys, next up will be
All right, here is the moment we've been waiting for.
attempt at
Ahmed Sami now. 325 goes on the bar. He moved it well in his first one. Got a bit of the bobble at the top. Don't know if it was because it was balanced. Maybe it pulled him forward. Maybe it was he was a bit too casual. He's in a tough spot now, though. He's had to pull it once. Now he has to pull it a second time for a world record. It's going to be harder this time. Let's hope he's got it in him. He moved it pretty fast the first time. Can he do the same the second time and clean it up at the top so he gets the lift on the board? This will give him the world deadlift record at 325 kilos plus. It'll rocket him to the top and put him well out of reach for the world championship. If he misses this, he's behind the 8 ball. So he's got to get it right. Not just pull it, but technically right. And I think he's done it this time. He has. Puts himself on the board, takes the world record, rockets to the top with a subtotal of 770 with a lift to come. Absolutely outstanding.
He absolutely smashes the deadlift record, and he's 10.5 kilos off the total record. So I think the only reasonable jump here is 11 kilos.
Yeah, I think it's any choice. I mean, realistically, he's well out in front. This could be the only time in your life you get the opportunity to go for a world record without risking your world championship. You know, that doesn't happen every day. So take the opportunity while you can. He's already got the world deadlift record. He's already got the world championship wrapped up in a bag. Go for the world total record while you can, and you're not risking anything.
No, absolutely.
Elijah Yang now from New Zealand, 227.5. This will be an increase by 5 kilos on his personal best subtotal. Squeeze it to the top, gets it there, and I think he's got it. He has 3 white lights and adds 5 kilos to his best ever subtotal. Well done. Any sort of personal best on a world platform is an achievement in itself. Gandila now from Romania, 230 kilos goes on the bar. Looking for a 10 kilo personal best on his total. This will take him to 612.5. And I'm looking at Ahmed's nomination for his third lift. I'm thinking that's a placeholder.
Unfortunately, no lift there for the double movement.
Is it though? I, it's not unreasonable.
I think it's I think it's a stretch.
No, I agree. It's a stretch.
All credit to him if he pulls that off.
It's definitely a stretch.
It's a very specific placeholder, 355.5.
Yeah, I think he wants to break the 800, which
Well,
would be frankly crazy.
We have seen some amazing things here today. We just saw in the 63 kilo juniors, sub-junior women's, someone cracked the 200 kilo deadlift mark for the first time ever. So, stranger things have happened. 242.5 on the bar for Beal.
That was 3 white lights. Great finish.
It's always nice to have a solid finish. Finish on a high note. Mueller now with 250. This will give him a 2.5 kilo total personal best as well. Oh, what a lift, determination, absolute determination to finish that off.
Just an awesome comp from Miller. I think he went 9 for 9.
Yeah, he's been going really well. 257.5 goes to the bar for Hollander now.
The bar is loaded.
You know, we talk about being consistent. We talk about coming in with a game plan and creating opportunities for yourself. Evan Coburn from Australia, perfect example. He has been consistent right throughout, and he has put himself in a position now where he could go home with a bronze medal overall. Just from being consistent, coming in, looking for opportunities, not doing anything crazy. These are the numbers I can do. I'll push it as best I can, and I'll take the opportunities. And if it pays off, it's going to be an outstanding finish for him. McCormick now from New Zealand looking for 262.5. Gets it to the top. I'm going to wait for the referees on that one.
Yeah, that was
No
not
lift, yeah.
quite locked out enough, unfortunately.
Just couldn't sell it. Big effort though. It was a bit all over the shop there on that one. He got a bit unlucky, but Jeremy Lin 270 now. Now Jeremy is in the total bronze medal position. This will put him to 667.5. Now he currently in the bronze medal position on body weight only. So Evan Coburn weighs a fraction heavier and is currently on 662.5 as well. Jeremy Lin needs to get this one on because Coburn is just sitting there eagerly awaiting the opportunity to take that bronze medal away. If he misses this, Coburn has every opportunity to pounce, and he doesn't even have to lift the full 280 to do it. Oh, he's dropped the ball. Will we see Coburn change his attempt now, because Coburn now has the opportunity to steal that bronze medal?
I think that's the only reasonable thing to do here. Go down to 272.5.
Yeah,
He's got the lower lot
and here
number.
it comes. The attempt changes are coming in now. Coburn's going to drop to probably. I think he'll drop to 270 probably.
I don't think he can.
No, he can't.
He has the smaller lot number than Lin.
So he has to do 272.5, which is fine.
7.5 from that second, I think should be well within reach.
Well, he hasn't changed it yet. Coburn is still on 280. I haven't seen the change come in, and he's got up until bar loaded is called. Oh, he's doing the 280. He's going all out here. This is a big call. There's a big call.
Yeah, I think what they're doing here is trying to protect from Ortiz.
He's making sure that Ortiz can't get past him as well, which is a good move. Although Ortiz, that's a big call from Ortiz as well, 292.5.
Check it out.
I think he's got it there. He has. What a lift.
What
What
a
an
performance.
incredible lift.
So 10 from Team Australians, that will be Ortiz.
Ortiz has dropped his automatically, and we saw that coming. I mean, the 292.5 was a big call anyway. Ortiz pushed him to see if he could break him, but it didn't work, so Ortiz will drop the 282.5. So we stayed 282.5 for Andrew from Canada now.
And Ortiz from Mexico has dropped this by 10.
And if he's successful, I think Mexico saving another attempt change to go 285 to grab that deadlift medal.
So Coburn has snuck into the bronze medal position overall. He's in the silver medal position for the deadlift at 280. So 282.5 on the bar now for Andrew, New Canada. Unbelievably locks that out. 2-1, it's a good lift. Unbelievable.
What an effort.
So Ortiz is going to go hell for leather. We've got an attempt change coming in. We've got all sorts of numbers happening. Ortiz has gone up 12.5 kilos.
Guess Mexico will be...
And Ortiz has just dropped his back down now to 285 to go after the silver medal in the deadlift. He's determined that a overall podium finish is just too far out of reach, and he's going to chase after that silver medal in the deadlift, which I think is a smart move. You know, you've got to balance up the opportunities and balance up the odds, and I think this is the higher probability move.
Yeah, that's definitely the reasonable call here. Trying to jump another 15 onto this would be a bit too much of a stretch, I think.
He has been consistent all day.
And just like that,
Oh,
3 white rice.
285. I thought that was a big call, but boy, he just absolutely smashed that. So we got another attempt change coming in now. Compius is gone up to 287.5 because he wants the silver medal in the deadlift. He has a silver medal overall, and he's safe in that silver medal position, so why not try and take the deadlift medal as well? But I'll tell you what, the performance of the day, Evan Coburn for sure, consistent all the way through, just almost like he was flying under the radar. Just sat there, consistent, got all his lifts in, waited for the moment, and then just jumped on it. Oh, and he pulls it off for a deadlift medal, to a matching deadlift medal with his total medal as well.
There it is, and it's gold in squat, silver in deadlift, and silver overall for Jaden.
I tell you what, Ahmed Sami, he is not messing around. He has got a 355.5 deadlift in here for a third attempt. That will give him an 800.5 total, which will smash the current total world record of 780.5. It smashes his world deadlift record at 325. I thought it was a placeholder, but he is not messing around. He thinks he's got it in him.
He'll be putting 40 kilos on the deadlift world record and 20 kilos on the world total record.
Yeah, if you had have asked me at the start of this competition if he had it in him, I probably would have said no. Having watched him throughout this competition, I'm standing behind him. I think he's got it.
Now he's ready.
Well, he gave it everything he had. It was almost there.
Just about.
He just moved 3:55 and a half, a very long way, but just couldn't keep it going, unfortunately. Sort of locked out the knee area a little bit too early, but it's just around the corner. And there are our final standings in the deadlift with Sami 325 and a world record, Campius 287 and a half, and Ortiz with 285. And our overall results, Ahmed Sami with 770 kilos and a world record deadlift. Campius in silver with 712, and Coburn slides in there with 677 and a half, and he gets, I think he got a squat bronze as well. So an absolute fantastic performance. What a way to finish this Saturday afternoon of lifting. Multiple world records, absolutely outstanding performances from every single athlete out there all week. Don't go too far away. We've got the medal ceremony coming up very, very soon. And of course, we will be right back here tomorrow. We've got the men's sub-junior 93 to 105 kilos and the women's 69 to 84 as well. We'll see you all tomorrow for some more lifting.
Performance they have put on the platform today. They will all be presented with a participation medal from the South African Powerlifting Federation to commemorate their time here in South City and celebrate the achievement that is representing their country on an international podium. Congratulations, ladies. We will now move on to the individual lift medals, starting, of course, with the squat. In third place, bronze medal in a squat of 165 kilos from the USA, Arden Hyatt. And in second place, your silver medalist in the squat of 167.5 kilos from Great Britain, Ayana White Wonka. And in first place, your gold medalist for squat with a squat of 170 kilos from Italy, Giada Spadaro. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. We'll move on to bench medals now. Thank you, ladies. Next out, we will have the bench press medals in third place, your bronze medalist from the USA, 90 kilograms, Arden Hyatt. In second place, from Canada with a bench of 90 kilos as well, but beating USA on body weight, India Fripp, Canada. And in first place, your gold medalist with a bench press of 107.5 kilos from Italy, Giada Spadaro. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. On to the deadlift medals now. In third place from the USA with a deadlift of 182.5 kilos, Arden Hyatt. And in second place, your silver medalist with a deadlift of 192.5 kilos from Italy, Giada Spadaro. And your gold medalist, first place getter with a new world record from Great Britain, 200.5 kilos, Ayana White Wonka. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. Now, the total medals find out who your champions are in the sub-junior 63 kilo class. In third place, your bronze medalist with a total of 437.5 kilos from the USA, Arden Hyatt. And your second place getter, silver medalist, vice champion of the sub-junior 63 with a total of 453 kilos from Great Britain, Ayana White Wonka. And the champion of the sub-junior 63 kilo women with a new total world record of 470 kilos from Italy, Giada Spadaro. If you can, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Italy. Thank you, ladies. Well done. Please join our TC for a final victory lap around the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, your sub-junior 63 kilo women of the world champs. Just a reminder, all athletes need closed sports footwear and their national team tracksuits on the podium. We will be moving on to the sub-junior 83 kilo men. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your sub-junior 83 kilo men. Not sure why the sub-junior men have started doing this to enter onto the platform. Of course, will be presented their participation medals to commemorate their time here at the World Championships. Congratulations, gentlemen, you all did outstandingly today. We will be moving on to the medals for the individual events, starting with the squat. In third place, your bronze medalist with a squat of 255 kilos from Australia, Evan Coburn. And your silver medalist with 265 kilos from Algeria, Ahmed Sami Namoy. And your gold medalist with a squat of 267.5 kilos from Canada, Jaden Kampuis. Congratulations, gentlemen, thank you. We'll move on to the bench press medals now. In the bench press, the third place with a bench press of 162.5 kilograms from Mexico, Moroni Ortiz. Your silver medalist in second place with a bench press of 165 kilograms from Romania, Stefan Eastman Vendela. And in first place with a bench press of 180 kilograms from Algeria, Ahmed Sami Namoy. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you. You may step off the podium so we can move on to the deadlift medal. Moving on to the deadlift, in third place, your bronze medalist with a deadlift of 285 kilograms from Mexico, Morore Ortiz. And your second place getter, silver medalist, with a deadlift of 287.5 kilograms, Jaden Kamfuas. And in first place, your gold medalist with a new world record of 325 kilograms, from Algeria, Ahmed Sami Namoy. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you. We will move on to the total medals now. In third place in the 83 kilo sub-junior class, receiving the bronze medal with a total of 677.5 kilograms from Australia, Evan Coburn. And your silver medalist, your vice champion, with a total of 712.5 kilograms from Canada, Jaden Kamfuas. And in first place, your champion under 83 kilos sub-junior, with a total of 770 kilograms from Algeria, Ahmed Sami Namoy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can please be upstanding for the national anthem of Algeria. Congratulations, gentlemen. All gather on that top step there for a photo. Congratulations.